Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place in Florida. It has been a beautiful week.
Beautiful week.
The sun's been out. You notice that?
Sun's out, nips out.
Oh, yeah. I've been on deer hunt.
Already?
That's how I knew.
You've been deer hunting.
Yeah. Sunrise and when the sun closes.
Yeah.
That's an old reference.
Yeah.
Did you get any books?
Yeah, no.
Did you find some books while deer hunting?
Us hunters call them books.
Yeah.
Because it's more friendly. It's like the term harvest.
Yeah.
Right.
We
right.
went out and harvested some deer.
Yeah. We
Some
harvested
But so
some
now
books.
we just say I went out and harvested some books. So nobody's the wiser.
That way, if any vegans listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
they have no
Oh,
idea what
he
we're
was
talking
out
about.
harvesting books.
Went
I
out
get
to
it.
check out some books and they just think you're at the library.
No, but I
Right.
was sneaking up on deer, snapping their necks.
And that's where we get some nasty emails.
Well, clockwise.
Well, yeah,
I'm not a savage.
We've got meat for days
Oh, yeah. In more ways than one.
because Josh's forearms are massive from snapping those deer necks.
Oh, yeah. That's all I use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are we going to hook them on headlines? Is that going to
hope
happen?
so.
Okay.
Hooked
Them
on.
headlines.
All right. So this headline was sent to us by over 30 listeners this week.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so who
Lots of
did it? Who
listeners.
did it more than once? 'Cause-
Well, no, I was going to say, to clarify, we get a lot of headlines
Yeah.
yeah,
sent to us, which we're grateful for that. But
that's
30
what happens
people.
when you sign up for a lot of newspapers and newsletters.
Yeah.
A lot of
30
headlines.
people sent this one in.
Yeah, over 30 people. So the first one, though, the first person to send it was Gerard.
How much time between the first one and the second one? Like how much
like
of a lead?
2
did he
minutes,
have?
probably.
No,
Yeah, it was a
that
tight
close?
race.
Wow.
But
So-
Gerard got it.
Gerard from Manchester, England.
So Gerard's watching the Associated Press.
Yes.
Gerard,
That's how he knew.
what's happening, my dude?
So, Florida man
Uh huh.
attacked and killed by the world's most dangerous bird.
Come on.
Okay, pelican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Pelican, yeah.
You get too close, you get wrapped up in that bag throat.
That big old lip bag.
Yeah.
I was going to say
suckers.
flamingo.
No, the
Because
Those are
carotene.
just the stinkiest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flamingos smell terrible.
Oh, like tuna. It's gross.
Right. This one's called a what?
This is a cassowary.
Okay.
I think you're pronouncing it wrong. It's pelican.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see where it's spelled. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a cassowary is an emu-like creature
Okay.
that is often described as the world's most dangerous bird.
How do I go my whole life missing a whole bird?
Well, they're from Australia and New Guinea.
What are they,
So
8 feet tall? How does this
They
thing kill
can
you?
be up to 6 feet tall.
Oh, goodness.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
So it's kind of like an emu,
Uh-huh.
or like a short ostrich
Yeah.
kind of deal.
What, human
Um,
legs, though? 'Cause
yes.
That would be scary.
They've got thick legs. They've got really
Don't want
big
that.
legs.
Cut
Yeah.
that.
Sounds cute.
Cut
So-
that clip out. They got cute legs.
The bird's owner, Marvin Hayos,
Okay.
this is where it's a little sad. So I don't know why 30 people sent this to us. So it's believed that he had actually fallen down on his ranch. He's a 75-year-old man.
Oh, what?
This guy is actively keeping these birds on purpose?
Yes.
Oh, so
He-
this wasn't a fluke interaction?
No, he actually keeps them. I think he might breed them.
Is he
but
aware of their title as world's most dangerous bird?
I think he gave him the title,
Oh, well, there we go.
especially now.
As they're pecking him to death?
Rip.
So, yeah, it's a little sad. He actually fell. He's an older gentleman, fell, and then the bird basically kicked and stabbed him. They have these like dagger-like
Oh,
claws,
that sounds like a bird you want to keep.
and yeah, and so he fatally attacked him at that point.
Good
Wow.
Lord.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a deal for you. I got a bird that's got daggers on its feet
Yeah.
and it's got a sick left uppercut. You want to just keep those? And
I
grow-
would love to have
and grow-
multiple.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
love to breed them.
Yeah, and they don't respect you. They won't get you help if you fall down. They'll actually
Kill you.
kill you.
Yeah. Don't fall in front of
You
them.
can't trip.
They're
in
going to
front of
murder you.
them. Yeah.
So these cassowaries, like I said, they can stand almost 6 feet tall,
Jeez.
weigh up to 120 pounds.
Mm.
And with their claws, they can slice open like any predator or
Okay.
any potential threat
This is a
with like one kick.
velociraptor.
Right.
It
That's what
basically
it sounds
is
like.
a velociraptor bird.
Okay.
But here's where it's a little bit more interesting. It sounds terrifying. They can run up to 31 miles an hour.
Good Lord.
They can jump straight up
Oh, gosh.
7 feet in the air.
What is the benefit of keeping this thing?
Yeah.
And they can also swim.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't climb a tree to get away. You
No.
can't swim across the
Okay.
water to get
No.
away.
No.
And if you fall, that's it.
How did they catch these things originally in captivity?
They trick them with a piece of meat,
Oh,
and they get him into a cage, and then
Oscar Mayer bologna, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Everybody knows that's what cassowaries eat.
Well, to Gerard from, what you said, Manchester?
Manchester, England.
Yes.
No, I think the R is silent
Across the
in
pond,
Gerard.
mate.
Yeah, he said the R is silent.
Yeah, I've read a lot
Oh.
on.
Judd.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
you heard of Judd Butler?
Yeah, I have. Well, thank you for sending that in,
Yeah.
even though it's a terrifying story. Thank you to everybody who sent that story
Yeah,
in.
we had a lot.
And
You
everyone,
want to name all of them?
Sure.
next time.
I'll do it
JK.
later.
Okay.
Yeah. So another story. I've got a second one for you.
Okay.
Florida man arrested outside of an Olive Garden after eating pasta belligerently.
Well, it's all you can eat, right? It's
Yeah, what's the crime?
belligerent.
I
It's
mean-
just a state of mind.
If I go to Olive Garden, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's all you can eat, right?
Yeah.
They put any place that's all you can eat anything. I guarantee the consumers are belligerent.
Yes.
That's why they're there at an all you can eat.
and Josh has always said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this article describes it as a drunk Florida man was arrested outside of an Olive Garden after eating pasta in an inappropriate manner.
Oh, crotch is involved usually.
Yeah.
when inappropriate comes up.
So apparently he was drunk, sitting on the bench outside and eating pasta.
Did he DoorDash it to himself outside?
That would actually been a great idea. But no, he was sitting outside and basically yelling at everybody that was going in and was just
Like
causing a big
warning them
nuisance.
of
Yes. So he got arrested for being rude and drunk outside, not for eating pasta.
Yeah, pretty much. But the pasta makes it the story.
like always. Well, it just sounds like he was warning them, like they're out of bolognese.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But I mean, I would call the cops too if I saw that.
He had no utensils, so he's just shoveling spaghetti into his mouth with his hands.
I have a big bowl because I
Yeah.
like your big bowl.
Like a 3-year-old.
Big bowl.
Mm.
I love it.
Sounds like we got a new friend.
Yeah, it does. And I feel hooked. And I also feel like I'm going to have nightmares thinking about that giant bird.
Yeah, a bird I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
that can kick you to death.
We lived in fear of pelicans, but now that we know about cassowaries,
Can you imagine if a cassowary had a bag throat? He'd be the ultimate weapon.
Well, it's less scary knowing that it was like in captivity, like in this guy's backyard, and not, there's not a chance they're going to just fly down on you.
yeah, as long as you don't find yourself
At the
in
store.
a cassowary ranch on a Tuesday
Right.
night, you'll be
Yeah, God bless.
No,
I always say don't go to a cassowary ranch on Tuesday night.
not on Tuesday. There's no security. So,
Not good enough security.
No.
So
I feel hooked on headlines.
I got
feel
contacted by someone.
Okay.
They frogged me in the arm first.
Okay.
Then they handed me a letter.
What did the letter say?
It said, "Hey, fellers."
Yeah.
But it was
Nice
just me.
start.
And I was like, "Is that a fat joke?"
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
So they ran off, and I opened the letter,
Okay.
and that's where I saw "Hey, fellers."
Yeah.
And then I saw.
We established that.
Okay, good. I just want to repeat because the fat joke hurt my feelings.
No,
it's-
they shouldn't have said that.
It's fresh in my
Right.
brain. So they said, "I'm a fan," and then they put "fan" in quotations.
Okay.
That's always
most
hurtful.
like most of our fans do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever get bad advice?
Oh, yeah.
If so, tell me about it.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, how do I even tell this? How do I get in contact with you? Because he was running away.
To reply.
What's the worst piece of bad advice that we've gotten?
Yeah.
I think I'll start that off.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I haven't even thought about since that day I got the letter.
Oh, it's hard. That's a rough. You were accosted on the street, and
Yep.
and then asked a question like this in a rude way.
I burned down his house.
Yeah, well, you should have.
Oh, good.
And I
Bible says eye for an eye.
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
we've always said that here on this show.
Yep.
The worst advice I've ever gotten, I believe, was going into my wedding.
Whoa.
Okay. Wow.
Physically into your wedding?
Go physically into the wedding. There was a guy standing outside
No.
of the hotel room.
Belligerent?
And- yeah, belligerent, eating pasta.
Uh-huh. Hold on. We know this guy. We can track this guy down.
Wait a minute.
We can
how-
find him.
Yeah. No, I was told by this guy who was giving us advice going into the marriage.
Mhm.
He was kind of saying, this is how you are a good husband. This is how you can be a good wife and whatnot. And this guy basically said, hey, like, don't apologize for anything.
What?
Yeah, like established that pretty early in the relationship.
No apologies.
No matter what she says, no matter what you've done.
This guy, did he watch Sons of Anarchy? Because I feel like he would be a guy
Yeah.
to watch Sons of Anarchy.
No, he's an older dude, and so I think it was one of those things where it was a different mindset.
How many times was he divorced?
I don't think he would
Never been married.
Yeah, no.
Never been married.
I'm not sure his wife would have been allowed to disagree with anything, judging by this advice. But obviously, he didn't know, Sarah at all because she's one of the toughest people I've ever met on the planet.
Oh, here we
Like
go.
a high school wrestling coach.
I apologize all the time. Yeah, all the time. I wake up and she's just staring at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even know what I've done.
apologize.
But I think that was probably I was young, but I knew going into it was wrong. But, when someone who's elderly tells you something, you assume they've got some words of wisdom, something that's going to really speak into your life. But as soon as he opened his mouth and started going on with that, I knew terrible advice.
Yep. Clocking out, turning your
I'm out.
ears off.
I'm not going to ever take
Cam,
that. So that's
you
me.
got it fresh?
Yeah, So
Same guy?
no, this actually came from a really good friend of mine.
Uh-oh. Wayne.
So I asked him to lunch one day,
Uh-huh.
and I really had something on my heart that I needed to talk about.
Gotcha.
And so I sat him down. I said, some guys came to me, and we've been talking about this, and they laid this project out, and I kind of want your advice.
Okay.
They
That sounds good.
They really want me to start a podcast with them.
Okay. There we
And
go.
ropes
There we go.
about
In
Florida
every
man
time.
and talking about Florida man stories. And you know what he said?
Hmm.
That's a great idea. You should totally do it.
He is you? In the
Worst
story.
advice I've ever been given.
Was his name Greg?
Yes.
Okay. I knew Greg. He's
Yep.
so conniving.
Greg has been trying to split this show up
Oh, gosh.
since the infancy.
I really
before
think-
its infancy.
See, we only can afford 3 microphones. So I think he's trying to pit us against each other
Okay.
so that
That's it.
he gets one of us out of the show, and so he gets on a microphone.
It's the game of phones.
the Game of Phones. He came to me, took me to CC's.
Okay.
That's where he took me, oddly enough.
Yeah. All you can eat.
Yeah.
He was belligerent.
Yeah.
You should have seen
He
him.
said water cup only, though. I don't
Oh, gosh. But he put Sprite in it like he was fooling someone.
Yeah.
He got belligerent. I mean, was sweating blood
Okay.
like Jesus
Right.
and just going crazy. And I was like, okay, I'll do it.
I'll do the show.
Yeah. But like y'all did, I'm sure y'all agreed too.
That's crazy because he came to me.
No.
Took me to CC's
What?
and he said only get the dessert pizza.
Well,
And so I get the dessert pizza.
Uh-huh.
I look over, he's fisting it.
apple strudel?
Yeah.
No.
With
Was he
extra
eating
cream.
the dessert pizza in an inappropriate manner.
He was, but he said to me, he says,
Oh.
Cameron and Josh, they think you don't want to do the show.
Uh-huh.
So when you go to them, make sure that you say, "Hey, I'll do the show as long as I do the intro, as long as I open up every show." That's why I said that in the beginning.
That's why you said that?
I would have never done that. If
Greg told me it was going to be called The Wayne Show.
Yeah. He said, because I guarantee you he'll start it with his name at the beginning.
Every time.
Okay, well,
Beginning of the song.
Wayne down over the Swanee River.
well, now we know
Uh-huh.
all this ascent, all of this friction amongst us has come from Greg.
Okay.
So
You're
what do
outta
we do
here,
about
Greg.
it?
Get the hell out of here, Wayne.
I'm not moving.
Greg, you're on mic.
Okay. Oh, bad advice for me, guys? Thanks
Yeah.
for asking.
Go ahead.
It wasn't, I don't know if I would consider it advice, but I got told to you guys may know this or may recommend this also, to stop putting food in my mouth for taste.
It's
Say what?
This was by
a physician.
an educated physician
Okay.
who I was not there about either my taste buds or my food habits.
Okay.
And she says to me, you should stop putting food in your mouth for taste.
Yeah.
So she's saying,
Nutrition only.
Yeah. And I've even Googled it, see if it was like a famous quote.
yeah,
Maybe she was quoting someone and I shouldn't take it mean.
like maybe,
No,
no.
it's nobody.
No.
So she's saying, so that's a weird way of saying, hey, like you should eat for fuel.
Yeah. Don't enjoy your food.
No, don't enjoy your food.
Yeah. You should take, like for lunch, for example.
Yep.
You should, for lunch, be eating hummus and a head of broccoli.
Yeah, ideally.
Right.
That's it.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm instructed to dump the hummus on the broccoli? I'm confused by the whole thing.
You dump it on the floret, and then you turn it upside down and eat it stick first.
Yeah.
Well, that's standard.
Yeah.
Standard practice.
It's a new food for you. It's
So
okay.
she said to you, the quote is, "You should stop eating food for taste."
Yeah, stop putting it in my mouth for taste.
Was this right after you got on the scale?
There's no scale involved.
No?
This is a carpeted doctor's office. There's no medical equipment around.
This sounds like a lot
Sounds
of fun.
a little fishy.
Wait, did Greg recommend you to this place?
He escorted me.
Okay.
Yep. That's
He's
about
trying
right.
to get me out.
Well, I'm really sorry that that happened to you, and
Appreciate that.
I'm sorry that Greg thinks that our love and our bond for each other can't work through the traps he's laid down for us.
You can't tell me cotton candy doesn't benefit the body.
It does.
When you're looking over here at this guy, this meat sandwich.
Looks like that cotton candy did your body good.
That's
right.
super cute. Well, I've got a story. It doesn't involve cotton candy
Oh,
Well, I don't want to listen
or
to it.
physicians.
I'll cancel this.
I take it back. There's a doctor involved.
Oh, nice.
And
Crazy.
briefly. Charlie Pierce was born July 16th, 1864.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Let the math begin.
120.
Carry the 1,
3.
follow the 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carry
Okay.
the 1,
Yeah.
follow the 3. He would be approximately 120 if he was still alive.
Nice.
I'm not
No.
too good at math. I can tell you that's wrong. In 20 episodes, I've never guessed, and I can tell you that's wrong.
Okay. Prove it to me.
Okay, next episode.
Okay.
I will. Charlie's family lived in Chicago, but his father suffered from tuberculosis. So the family decided to move somewhere warmer.
Heard this.
So that he could be more comfortable.
Yeah, this sounds familiar.
Warm weather.
Nice.
Charlie's uncle told them that Florida would be the perfect climate to help with tuberculosis, and that there was even a doctor in North Florida who suffered from the same condition. So perhaps he could possibly help.
Okay.
Oh. Yep. Dr. Tuber.
Yeah.
That's it. So, of course, they're referring to John Gorey, who we discussed back in episode 13.
Wait.
Okay.
He's going to one of our guys?
He's going to go see him?
Well, the uncle was referring to John Gorey, saying, like, hey, since you have tuberculosis, talking to Charlie's father, there's a doctor down there who suffers from the same thing.
Yep.
The climate is going to be better for you, and maybe this guy can give you some tips, give you some advice.
Watch out for the cassowaries, though.
Amen.
Amen.
Unless he said there's a doctor down there who used to have tuberculosis.
Yeah,
But he said there's one down there that's got tuberculosis.
he might be your friend, though.
Y'all can go be miserable together.
Yeah, you can have it together.
Cough on each other.
But that was enough to convince Charlie's father to purchase a sailing vessel.
Wow. Okay.
And he tells the family, hey, we're going to sail down the Mississippi River to Florida.
Okay.
This is in the 1400s?
It's 18.
Oh, okay.
1800s, yeah. So just as they were preparing the trip, the Great Chicago Fire consumed most of the city and the pier that their ship was parked at.
Ouch.
I bet it looks suspicious.
Yeah, it
Why are
did.
these people taking off?
I know. Miraculously, it spared the Pierce family boat. And so Charlie and his family set sail, and almost a month later, they landed in Cedar Key, Florida.
Oh, thanks for rushing.
Wow.
Rushing me to
Yeah. What
to my
happened on the
cure.
way, though?
Gosh. That's how long things take with wind power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, let's see,
month?
1864.
Yeah.
So
I got it. I wrote it down.
going down
Sails
the
and
Mississippi.
oars.
So they're in Cedar Key.
They land in Cedar
Nice.
Key. The
Beautiful
problem
place.
with Cedar Key is that around this time, they have a dictator mayor named William Cottrell.
Uh-huh.
Are these
And
timelines actually adding up?
yeah, and so this we covered back in episode 5.
Is this a fiction story so you can tie in all the other
I wish it
episodes?
was. So if you aren't familiar with that story, that's in episode 5. We covered that. But they basically say, to each other, "Hey, we're not staying here."
No.
This place
People
is-
are headbutting in the street.
Yeah, this place is batshit crazy.
Yeah.
So Charlie's father, he sells the boat, and the family, they go by train to Titusville, Florida.
Okay. Review
Okay.
bra.
Oh, you have to go all the way around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for
I got
our
married in Titusville. You want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
I was there.
yeah, we've seen it once.
You're welcome.
For our non-Florida listeners, Titusville is on the East Coast, about 40 miles above the Central Florida area.
Beautiful place.
Beautiful place. Josh was married there to my little sister.
The Lions Club by the
Yeah,
Lions Club.
it's really nice. The family camped for several weeks on the Indian River, but one night while they were sleeping, another fire broke out
Goodness.
in the woods, and it destroyed all of their possessions.
Okay.
So Charlie Pierce and his family.
Sounds
Who
a
has
little.
made an enemy of fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some bad luck.
Yeah.
Somebody might like fire a little bit too much. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, the family has no money, they have no possessions, and Charlie's father knows he needs a job, and so he accepts the first position offered to him as a lighthouse keeper
No.
in Jupiter, Florida.
What is
Goodness.
happening?
So we covered
this can't be real
the
life.
haunted lighthouse in episode 20. Now this is not the same lighthouse. As far as we know, this one's not haunted.
Okay.
But Charlie's father did take the job as a lighthouse keeper in Jupiter, Florida. And the family basically needed somewhere to live. And so what they decided to do was homestead. And basically what that was is if you cultivated a piece of land that was previously, not livable.
Graves.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah. Any kind of forested area, the government would give it to you.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Charlie Pierce's father, he decides to homestead a huge part of this island on the east coast of Florida called the Hippoluxo Island.
It's like he got first dibs on it because, of course, you're going to get an island.
He really did get first dibs. He literally shows up to this area, and so like 65% of this island his father cultivates
Oh, my gosh.
and homesteads. Hippoluxo Island is what it was called.
I bet
Sounds beautiful.
He really wanted to do 100, but he's like, I just can't.
I'm getting tired.
Physically,
I'm sleepy. I'm done cultivating. So this meant that Charlie basically grew up on the beach. He knew the waterways in and out. He explored, all the rivers and all along the coast growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1885, Charlie and three of his closest friends purchased a boat, and they decided to go exploring all up and down the east coast of Florida.
So standard life then.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do.
Standard upbringing.
So Charlie Pierce and his buddies, they're taking off. And the way they would make money is they hunted wild game.
Oh, gosh.
And they would sell the pelts.
Otter pelts.
For
if you
money.
Say, otter pelts. And DeSoto Tiger was involved.
No.
I'm calling BS.
No, there was no otter pelts involved. But what they would is they would take the feathers off of egrets.
Okay.
Because those feathers would be used in the fancy lady hats people wore back in the day. And they were literally worth their weight in gold.
You know what they call a featherless egret, right?
What's that?
A Callaloosa.
That's it. The murder bird.
Something
The
like
murder
that.
bird?
That's not the right word, but okay.
So they're making a ton of money off of these egret feathers. But the problem is that Charlie is missing home.
Okay.
Because he's
Chi-town, right?
He's technically his home in Florida, but he's technically a pirate. I mean, like he's not stealing from folks, but like he's going up and down the waterways every day.
Birds.
Making
them nude.
Killing thousands of birds.
Oh, he's killing them?
Yeah. I think
that changes everything.
he has to kill him.
He didn't pluck and release.
Well, the feathers are going to grow back.
Now Josh always plucks and release.
Yes.
But this guy didn't pluck and release.
Josh has a heart, though.
No, he does.
That's why
have a
my
heart.
birds they come inside at night because it gets cold.
That's true. They do. And so he starts looking for a way out. He doesn't want his life to be sailing up and down the coast, killing animals,
Yes.
selling it at random port towns. And so he hears about this opportunity, and it really catches his attention. The United States, a few decades prior to this, they had created the U.S. Postal Service, and President Grover Cleveland wanted a mail route established in Florida.
Nice.
Okay.
So keep in mind, at this point in time, the state is still a lawless swamp. I mean,
still is.
People are still, it still is. But they're cultivating areas still, and so they want mail routes down in Florida. The issue is, in the southern area of the state, there's not a road that leads from Palm Beach to Miami.
Yeah, and they probably wanted to cultivate a road.
Yeah.
They needed the cultivator road.
One wouldn't grow.
So
should have hired a cultivator.
The mail could run from North Florida to Central Florida, just not below that.
Gotcha.
And the government's perfectly okay with that. They were just like, that's fine. I mean, if
we
you
don't
want
care
your,
about the people down there.
Yeah, if you want your mail, come get it.
Yeah.
Lawless swamp down there.
Lawless swamp down there. So we're talking about a 70-mile stretch of coast that has no established roadway.
Okay. Yep.
So Charlie Pierce is saying, hey, I'm done with this sailor business. I want to try this out. I think I can do it. I know the waterways. I know the area around there.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Nobody has taken. Well, in a time where people are desperate for jobs.
I know,
money.
right? So Charlie Pierce reaches out and he says, that's no problem at all. I can definitely handle this.
Oof.
And so in 1886, he decides that he's just going to take this route by himself. He says he can walk or travel by boat. to make sure that the mail is delivered successfully.
Sounds like it's going to be in a timely fashion too if he's walking.
Yeah. It's just
so it's
day and a half.
Yeah.
So the first part of his journey is 28 miles one way by rowboat.
Oh my gosh. Amazon Prime, am I right?
Yeah, did he rowboat those Amazon Prime rowboats?
So he's got delivery houses, whatever, all up and down this 28 miles, but it's by rowboat. And this is just the first part of the journey.
Yeah. Now are mailboxes even known to these people? Does he have to get out of the rowboat and go up to the door? If not, you say, hey, you gotta have a mailbox on the creek or you ain't getting your mail.
Yeah.
So Charlie would have to exit his boat.
No, Jesus.
Swim to the shore. Place the package and then swim back to his boat.
You know he had that mail in his mouth.
Yeah.
With his head barely above.
Because the route consisted of parts on the ocean as well as parts inland via the river, he consistently faced the threat of both sharks and alligators.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's everyday life for us.
Amen.
It's Florida.
Oh, yeah.
There were multiple times that deliveries had to be delayed because he couldn't exit his rowboat due to an increased activity of alligators.
Okay.
So he would just sit in his boat basically overnight because he's being swarmed with alligators, and he's like, I'm not getting out of my boat to take this package. What freaks me out is eventually he would get out and then swim to shore and deliver the package, meaning that, I don't see any alligators.
Yeah, they're just underwater at that point.
They're waiting to om-nom you.
No, they all evaporated or all moved.
Yeah. But another threat was poisonous water snakes.
Here we
go. Oh, ow.
They were an even bigger issue because they were much smaller and harder to detect.
They're harder to wrestle.
Yeah.
Yes. So Charlie's quoted as saying, I'd rather fight off a gator and lose an arm or a foot than get bitten by a snake and sink underwater never to be seen again.
God, that quote,
what a way to go.
It rings so much true.
Yeah.
I think it was my senior quote.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. It was. So after completing the 28-mile rowboat/swimming portion
he quit
of the route, Charlie Pierce would dock his boat and begin the second half of his route.
Hold on. If you say by bicycle, this is just an Iron Man. I've seen this on
true.
TV.
Yeah.
No, not quite.
Okay.
People pay to be in those now.
What?
He got paid to do it.
Oh,
after 28 miles of rowing and swimming, he would park his boat and begin the second half of his route, which was a 40-mile beach trek on foot.
Yep. This is Iron Man Hawaii. I know.
You think on his Tinder it says loves long walks on the beach?
Loves it.
Loves.
He loves it.
They're in caps.
At that point, he's just so grateful to not have been eaten in the first portion.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take 40-mile walk on the beach.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So Charlie learned very early that wearing shoes during the portion of the trip proved difficult because the sand was so thick and wet and it slowed him down.
Amen.
So he began leaving his shoes in the boat, and thus the nickname the Barefoot Mailman was born.
Okay.
Wow, that's commitment, actually.
Yeah. You have to have enough people see you and recognize you and go, oh, it's the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still no shoes.
Still no shoes?
So keep in mind, this is a 70-mile journey, but it's one way. He's still got to go back.
Oh. He needs
so,
a mailman to deliver him the mail that he's going to deliver.
Yeah. So the 70-mile portion, the one-way trip, took 3 days.
Okay.
So 28 miles rowing and swimming in alligator and shark-infested water, and then walking 40 miles on the beach barefoot.
He could do that in 3 days?
He did it in 3 days.
That's super impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. So
I couldn't do that in 3 months.
No. In a lifetime.
No.
In 3 lifetimes. So after the rowboat, he took his shoes off?
He would park his boat and then take his shoes off and then walk on the beach for 40 miles.
Oh.
Because the portion that where he was rowing to was kind of up and down river inlets and like along the ocean, so there wasn't like a trail. But after completing the route, Charlie would turn around. He'd hike the 40 miles back down the beach, back to the rowboat, and then row 28 miles back home.
All empty-handed.
Yes, some accounts say it was 30 miles. So give or take, it's a 140-mile round trip. And it would take him 6 days. He would start on Monday and end on Saturday. On Sunday, Charlie would take a break and rest, and then get up the next morning and start all over again.
Wow.
I
mean, at least he didn't have to get in and out of the boat on the way back.
No, on the way back, just survival.
It's just straight.
Yeah, because if you see him going by, going to, and he's like, "I'll get you on the way back," you're like, "That's gonna be like freaking 3 days."
Yeah, I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, I know. I need my package now.
If I see you at all, because I'm trying to picture how big this rowboat is. Because not only does he have all the mail, he's got to have supplies to live.
Yeah,
like for that.
And he's
week.
walking.
But I also imagine him being super jacked. He's rowing like all week.
Yep.
And then walking in thick sand.
He's
all
got
week.
legs like a cassowary.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
The compliment I've dreamed about hearing.
I know. So eventually people caught on, and more folks.
Why did this mail keep showing up?
Yeah.
Well,
Where did this come from? What kind of mail were they getting back then?
Well, believe it or not, people wanted the job.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people were hearing about this, and people were signing up left and right to be Barefoot Mailmen. That's what they called it.
No,
It was kind of like Pony Express, but it was the Barefoot Mailman.
no, that's like people in the state going, they're taking our jobs.
Yeah.
And then they try to go pick strawberries and they're like, okay, I don't want this job.
Yeah, exactly. So before long, mail routes were appearing all over the East Coast and down into South Florida.
Wow.
The popularity of the Barefoot Mailman really took off when one man by the name of James Hamilton never returned from his mail route.
He was probably in the Everglades.
Yep.
Well, it was believed that he was taken under by an alligator because they found his clothes and his boat, but not his body.
Were they folded?
Yeah.
Well, the person that
Did the alligator fold his clothes after?
Amen.
after omnomming him,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I imagine whoever didn't get their package was pretty pissed off.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Especially if it was like alligator moccasins or something.
Yeah. Well, eventually, Charlie Pierce retired from the Postal Service.
Nice.
He got married and had a son, and he spent the next 50 years of his life writing his 800-page memoir on the wings of the world. The book is considered to be a masterpiece on the history of pioneering life in South Florida.
That, honestly, it does sound good.
I'll Amazon it, see if it gets here in less than 6 days.
Yeah, no joke. And so the area that his father homesteaded, Hippolyxo Island, is now known as the town of Hippolyxo, home of the Barefoot Mailman.
Oh,
Nice.
And so
Cute.
that's the story of Charlie Pierce,
This guy.
Barefoot Mailman, who worked harder in a week than I ever will. Seriously, like my entire life. Like, what in the world?
Well, you believe in reincarnation, so
Have
you
you
could
ever-
come back as a barefoot mailman.
I know we talk about them quite a bit, but have you ever even seen a rowboat?
Have
no.
I seen a rowboat?
I mean, like a canoe,
Yeah, I've seen a canoe.
kayak,
yes.
but an actual rowboat? Like, do those even exist anymore?
Not since the Barefoot Mailman incident of 1893.
Yeah, where the guy lost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alligators.
They stopped building them.
Yeah, so be
Thank
thankful.
God.
When you get your mail, make sure and thank your mailman
For his barefoot.
for his
relatives.
barefoot and his service.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, think about that. It's insane. Like,
No, it
that's,
definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. But because of those guys, they were able to get mail down in South Florida. And also, I just love how many times the government was just like, yeah, it's just Florida. I mean,
Yeah, who gives
Oh,
a
yeah.
what?
they don't
No.
need mail.
I like that in the postal speech,
Uh-huh.
they don't add like sharks or gators. You know, it's just rain or shine, or if gators are between me and your mailbox.
That's it, yeah. Nowadays, if you have a pug who's looking at you with a frown, they're like, I'm not going to that yard.
Yeah, look at that one-eyed pug
Yeah, not going there.
threat.
But it's been a good week.
Yeah.
Great
Been a
week.
great week.
Yeah. FMO.
FM.
Yeah. And if you if you're in Miami and ordered some jerky from CameronsJerky.com, it'll be there in 6 days.
All right. We got our first sale?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
A barefoot man will be coming to you very soon.
Oh
Oof.
gosh. I'm not taking that task anymore. I'm no task rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Well, we do love you guys. Visit us online at fmofm.com. All of our social handles are FMOFM Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you. Please keep sending in your stories. We love hearing from you.
And your money. We love that money.
Please send your money. Because if you don't, we're going to be walking down the beach delivering mail soon.
That's true.
So
Amen.
we love you. Thank you. Have a good
Be
week.
blessed.